kind of started trying to be like a fusion of jazz and blues punk rock, right? So some of our favorite bands were the Lounge Lizards. I don't know if you know that John Lurie band, the Lounge
Sure.
Lizards, and Gun Club, which
Oh,
was
love
the
it, man.
ultimate LA blues punk band, the Fire of Love album.
Amazing,
And
amazing, man.
and those were the things we liked, and we thought that's what we'd sound like, but we weren't very good musicians. So it kind of sounded like this cacophony of trying to sound like something and not really capturing any of it. And what was interesting, 20 years later, it seemed like music was stalled. And me and John Frusciante talked about this. Music was kind of stuck in the like late 90s. It didn't know where to go. And so what you started seeing was this kind of nostalgia. They were new bands like Interpol, Vampire Weekend, White Stripes that were new and exciting and wrote good songs, but they were actually copying specific bands because
Sure.
and they were such good musicians, they could sound exactly like those bands. And so in the prior generation, us, we were trying to sound like those bands, but weren't good enough musicians to sound like it. So it came out unique, is what I think, right?
Definitely, definitely. And
And it's not that I didn't like those bands. I certainly love White Stripes and Jack White. It's just, as soon as I heard it, it reminded me of two bands in particular. One was called Flat Duo Jets, which were out of Athens, Georgia in the early 80s. They were just a guitar player, singer, and a drummer. And then Gun Club. I heard Gun Club and Jeffrey Lee Pierce through White Stripes. And Interpol,
absolutely.
obviously Joy Division, Vampire Weekend, Talking Heads, and kind of New York hipster stuff. And it was because they were such great musicians, they could actually sound like those bands.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
It's
And
true.
I think the White Stripes actually covered the Gun Club, if I'm not mistaken. I think they had like a B-side collection of a few of their songs.
Oh my God, they might have. Yeah, Fire of Love is like a monumental album in LA musicians' minds. I mean, we all, and it was strange because here's this masterpiece record made for $1,000. They
Right.
made that record in 5 days for $1,000, and it
Wow.
just blew every musician I know's mind. Like everyone we knew, like how did this crazy little guy Jeffrey Lee that we all knew make a record this good? I
But
mean,
it,
it's
it sort of makes
haunting how
sense,
great.
wasn't he out to make a Blondie record? I think that's what I read, that he was really into
Yeah,
Blondie,
he
and
was
his
trying to make a
initial plan was
Blondie record, and that came out.
right. Yeah,
so, you know, and nowadays I just think that there's something, we're in a missing link moment in rock music, and I think it's because rock music's trying to play this game of social media and digital presence and whatever. And you know, you have to go. I've seen all these bands. I've seen Jethro Tull. I've seen Led Zeppelin. I've seen Public Image. I saw Public Image before that Metal Box album came out.
oh
It
wow.
was so exciting. Keith Levine and John Lydon were like special humans on earth, right? Leonard
Definitely.
Cohen, like you're just in his presence, you're like, that guy vibrates at a different frequency. You know, rock and the music I like has to be experienced. It can't be digitized, right?
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
so hopefully we can shed this skin that we've all become dependent on our phones and digital world and get back to each other. And I think this COVID quarantine, isolated, no human contact, and this is probably going to last till next summer. This will
Wow.
make us long to be with one another. And that's why I'm looking forward to playing in Holland and Belgium and Pink Pop and everything, just to be with humans. Like, because I think we got bored being with humans and we embrace digital reality. And digital reality has a lot of negatives, a lot of negatives.